Let's get to your top story, and this is in regard to the new security plan that the government has planned for tourist sites in Jammu and Kashmir. Two-pronged security architecture will be in place, and NDTV has accessed exclusive details of this plan. The state is to identify the popular spots and the less popular spots, and there's going to be massive security blanket when it comes to these touristy areas in Jammu and Kashmir in order to bring back a sense of normalcy, safety and security to the area. Now, the Home Ministry has directed these new security measures that are going to be put in place after. This is the aftermath of the terror attacks that took place in Pahalgam that claimed the life of 25 Indian nationals and one Nepali national. We have my colleague Nikunj, the managing editor of NDTV, joining us on the phone line. Nikunj, thank you so much for speaking with us. And this is in regard to these new measures that are being put into place in order to bring back a sense of calm, to bring back a sense of surety by the government that such an incident is not going to happen ever again.
State administration yesterday clearly instructed, as you know, he spent the day there in J&K yesterday. And he clearly instructed the state to identify the tourist sites. And those tourist sites have to be identified on the basis of their popularity, which means that one side would be extremely popular tourist sites like Gulmarg and Pahalgam. And on the other side, there would be smaller sites where few frequent, which means the sites like Kokernag or sites like in Kargil, where in Chenab and Beas actually move into Pakistan, flow into Pakistan. So these sites would be completely divided into two. Remember, the task is humongous. It's a huge territory. To guard every inch of it, even if they are tourist sites, is an extremely difficult task. And that's what the Pakistanis have been taking advantage of. However, till now, tourist sites had nominal security deployment, particularly at the locations themselves, though sometimes the sites, the roads leading up to them and the passes leading up to them were dominated by security forces. But this will be intensified from here on. The lesser-known sites, they will see massive restrictions. So it will not be possible for each and every individual to get up and decide to go anywhere in the J&K, particularly at the lesser-known tourist sites. On the well-known tourist sites and the well-known tourist maps, sites that are there, they will be extensively guarded. They will be guarded. Their approaches would be guarded, their rear would be guarded, the sites themselves would be guarded to provide a massive blanket of security to the tourists in Jammu and Kashmir and instill a sense of security in the minds of not only the visitors but also the local population. Because remember, local population always is the worst sufferer of any kind of atrocity that these terrorists and their nefarious designs bring. So the Home Minister has instructed the state administration and that this exercise should be undertaken on a war footing as soon as possible, and it should be completed in this tourist season itself. Once the sites are identified, the additional requirement of the security forces or the redeployment of the security forces, remember, this would need some additional deployment, and those forces will have to be brought in from outside the valley. Not every reserve of security forces is available itself in the valley or Jammu and Kashmir itself. So those forces would have to be either flown in or moved in by other means. So this exercise will take some time, but government is hopeful that by the time winter sets in, and remember, J&K also sees a lot of winter tourism. So by the time winter sets in a few months from now, the full-fledged new security architecture can be in place for the tourism sites in Jammu and Kashmir. Remember, tourism sites are the places which are the bread and butter of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and also, mind you, are the bedrock of rest of India's connection with that state. So, they definitely need to be guarded and guarded properly. And in the past also, governments have undertaken exercises to secure them, but this time a mammoth exercise has been decided on a proper identification on the basis of the popularity of these sites that the government wishes to ensure will have a foolproof, fail-proof security architecture going forward.
Nikunj, thank you so much for joining us with all those details.